Good morning, everyone. So in this endogenetic movement, what you will see that, first of all, we see that there are so many natural events. Some external movements are there, and because of some internal movements. When we're talking about external movements, so some natural events are there because of external movement, that is drought, flood, storm, earthquakes, not earthquake, drought, flood, and storm. But when we, okay, my voice is so much low. Okay, student? Okay. So here we see that there are two internal movements are there. And which are that, student? Which are the two internal movements? Write in the chat box. Yes, exactly correct. Revati. Bhumi Tiwari is also answering. Yes, there are two internal movements are there. That is earthquake and volcano. So what we will see in a previous lecture, when we go through this chapter, we see that this earthquake and volcanoes is happen because of the occur in upper mantle. I'll show you over here. Just wait. Just look at this. When the anything which is happen occur in upper mantle because of what reason? Because of tremendous energy which is in the inner side of the earth. The tremendous energy, when it is getting released, at that time the outer part, on the outer part of the earth, earthquake and volcanoes are happen. When tremendous energy is released, just wait, I'll show you. Okay. So when it happens, what happens? First thing is happen, that is it occur in a upper mantle, and the tremendous energy is released, and because of when the tremendous energy is released, volcanoes are happen. So because of earthquake and volcanoes, there are three classifications are happen on the internal movement. Classification on the basis of internal movement. There are three classifications. First is what? What are the three classifications, student? Yes, exactly correct, Bhumi Tiwari. Manjima, yes, exactly correct. Velocity, direction, and landform. So, our whole chapter is related to this three classification. We will see this. Okay, when into two types. That is slow movement and sudden movement. And when we're talking about slow movement, so first thing is came in our mind, that is the process which is totally slow. The process which is slow, that is called as slow movement. We will see over here. Just look at this diagram. You get a proper knowledge about this. When we're talking about slow movement, what happened? Slow movement occurring continuously. We have an example like formation of mountains and continents. Because of slow movement, mountains are formed. And how it forms? Just look at this picture. When the effects of slow movement, when the effect of slow movement are happen, mountains and continents are formed. And there are so many effects of slow movements are there. These are the effects of slow movement. When the direction of a wave movement to moving toward each other, when the waves are moving toward each other, pressures are happen. But when that wave moving away from each other, what it is called? When the waves moving away from each other, what it is called? Yes, exactly correct, Manjima. It is called as tension. Yes, Bhumi, Sadaf, yes, very good. So this pressure and tension are the effect of slow movement. And when this effect of slow movement occurring on a hard rock, faults are happen. Faults are happen in the sense the two mountains are happen. The first mountain, that is not fold mountain. The first mountain, that is the Rift Valley. Just look at this. When the when the waves are moving toward each other, the left portion is called fault. The left portion is called fault. And the same thing, when the tension occurs on hard rock, there is a break. Yes, block mountains are happen. Very good, Simran. The breaks are happening between the two rocks. And after that, when the slow mountains effect on soft rock, the fold mountains are happening. Just look at this. When the waves on inside the soft rock, when the waves move toward each other, fold mountains are happening. And when the waves are away from each other, means when the tension occur on soft rock, fault plains are happening. This is called fault plains. So these are the effects happen on a slow movement. And because of slow movement, mountains and continents are occurring and forming. Now next is when we're talking about sudden movement. Sudden movement means the sudden word, as you all know, sudden means what? What is mean by sudden, student? Suddenly, which happens suddenly. For example, volcano or earthquake. Volcano and earthquake never ask you, can I come? Can I come? It predictionally or unintentionally, yes, it can be seen in earthquake and volcano. Next is on the basis of direction. Now, when we're talking about direction, how many types are there? How many directions are there? No, there are three directions, not two. And which are that? Horizontal, upward, and downward. Yes, exactly correct. There are three directions, that is horizontal, upward, and downward. Afterward, there are two landforms. There are two types of landforms are there. This is in your screen only. Which are the two landforms, students? Yes, continent building movement and mountain building movements. So now one by one we will go to each and every part, like we go in a slow movement. Okay. So now here, when we're talking about fold mountains, so when we are talking about fold mountains, we already know that how the fold mountains are happening, student. Can anyone tell me how the fold mountains are happening? I told you, fold mountains are happening on a soft rock and because of slow movement. But how it is happening? Yes, compression. Yes, due to pressure and waves coming toward each other. Very good, Bhumi Tiwari. Yes, Simran. Very good. Okay. So here we have seen that there are many types of fold mountains are there. Fold mountains, like there is a so many types, like Himalaya mountains is there, then the Aravallis mountain is there, the Rockies mountain is there, the Andes mountain is there. So If I ask you, what are the examples of fold mountain? So your answer should be Himalaya, Aravallis, Rockies, Andes, Alps. These are the examples of fold mountains. Now here when we are talking about tension and fault. Tension and fault, as you all know how the tension and fault is happening. Tension and fault is happening. Yes, very good. Manju. So when the two waves are going away from each other. Yes, Sanskar, very good. So when the two waves are going away from each other, the land is getting break. And when the land is getting break, the faults are happening, the fractures are happening. And then the tension and fault arises on an interior of a land. Just look at this. And then the land is getting break. And new mountains are started forming. After that, when we're talking about block mountain, so block mountain, the thing, the block mountain is a mountain which happening because of internal movement. When the horizontal waves moving away from each other, when the waves, horizontal waves, okay, when it moving from the each other, the block mountains are formed. And because of this block mountains, yes, the structure lines are created. Just look at this. The breaks which happening between the two lands. And the upper portion, the middle one part, is the block mountain. So the block mountain means the internal movement when the horizontal waves moving away from each other. At that time, block mountains are formed. After that, when we are talking about horizontal movement, as you all know, the horizontal word indicate all the things. So horizontal movements, when it acts in opposite direction on the earth crust, when it's going in opposite direction on earth crust, at that time rift valleys are happening. At that time rift valleys are formed. Just look at this portion. In a block mountain and in a rift valley, only there is a one difference. In a rift valley, the middle part is in the below surface, And in a block mountain, when we are talking about block mountain, just look at the middle part of the land. It is in the upper surface. It is the upper surface. So now the rift valley. Yes, Sanskar, very good. The area of subsidence between two adjoining faults is called rift valley. So the rift valleys are always steep. As you all know, what is mean by steep, student? And here the rift valley is at the lower end. Now we are moving to the continent building movements. Now when we are talking about continent building movements, so continent building movement is the type of a direction. There are the two types of directions. Which are that, student? Yes, exactly correct. The continent building movement and mountain building movement. There are two types of directions in an internal movement. Now we will go to the continent building movement. Now, continent building movement is also called as epirogenic movement. And this movement is a slow movement, is also one type of slow movement. And it is occur on the center. It is always occur toward the center from the earth. Just look at this. This is the land. And here it occurs on the center of the earth. And because of this epirogenic movements, or we can say that continent building movements, the sea levels, the sea beds are formed. It is happen nearby sea level, and because of this, sea beds are formed. So if I ask you, because of continent building movement, what are formed? Because of continent building movements, sea beds are formed. And this is lead, yes, exactly correct. Sanskar. It is lead because to the formation of plateau. It is happen always in the center of the earth and near the sea level. Continent building movement is always happen in the center and near the sea level, and because of this, sea beds are formed. Now, the main part, that is sudden movement. I already told you sudden means surprisingly. When the any movement which unknowingly or surprisingly happen, that is called as sudden movement. And sudden movement, there are the two natural calamities are happen because of sudden movement. That is earthquake and volcano. They never ask you, can I come? They surprisingly came. So earth means ground and quake means trembling. So whenever the ground is getting trembling or shaking, started shaking, the earthquake is happened. And here, before we knowing about earthquake, there is a one image. So can anyone tell me what's this image name? What's this image name, student? Very good, Bhumi Tiwari. This is the seismogram. Okay, Balaji, Maithili. Yes, very good. This is seismogram. Yes, very good. Seismometer, seismogram, seismograph, all are same. Okay. Here there is a simple seismogram. This is a seismogram, and here there is a graph over there. So this instrument is called as a seismogram. And why it is used? Why it is used? Yes, very good. I want more answer. Yes, to measure the earthquake. Yes, very good. Sanskar, Bhumi, Manju. Yes, Anushka. So to measure the earthquake, what they are using? Seismogram. And there is some scales are using to measure the earthquake. Some scales are using. Yes, Richter scale. Yes, very good, Manjima. So Richter scale. Richter is the one scientist who find out this measurement, how to measure the earthquake magnitude. And because of that, it is called as Richter scale. So because of seismogram, we can find out how much large earthquake is there. What is the magnitude of earthquake? And because of earthquake, there are so many causes. Because of so many causes, the earthquake are happening. The first causes is moving of the plates, and that the causes of earthquake is so much important, students. The first is moving of the plates. Second is colliding of a plate. Now, in previous lecture also, I told you what is mean by colliding. What is mean by colliding? Directions, or the colliding means when it is getting heated. HIT, huh? That one heat. So when the plates are started colliding, the earthquakes are happen. When the plates are started moving in another directions, the land is getting break and the plates are started moving, and because of that earthquakes are happen. The next is plates sliding one below the other. When the plates are sliding, just look at this like this. When the plates are sliding one below the other, earthquakes are happen. And because of occurring of volcanic eruption, sometime because of volcanic eruption occur, it is the main reason. Because of that earthquakes are happen, earthquakes are taking place. And sometimes what happen when the lands are getting break or land is getting fractured or rocks are getting fractured due to the tension of the interior of the earth, sometimes earthquakes are happen because of this tension which is released or which is increasing in the interior of the earth. So the next thing that is we are going to the focus and epicenter. So because before going to the focus and epicenter, let me know how much you know about focus and focus and epicenter. Focus is the having another name also here, that is called hypocenter. Yes, very good woman. So when we are talking about epicenter, the epicenter means what? The point on the earth's surface located directly above on the focus of the earthquake. Again, I am repeating, whenever the point on the earth's surface located directly above on the surface of the earthquake or above on the focus of the earthquake, it is called epicenter. Just look at this diagram. This is the above on the surface of the earthquake or above on the focus of the earthquake. This part is called as epicenter, which is above on the focus of the earthquake. And behind on the below the epicenter, the energy wave is releasing. And below the energy waves are releasing, there is a focus, which is also called as hypocenter. And focus and hypocenter means what? Focus or hypocenter means where the location where the earthquake begins. In a short manner, focus or hypocenter means the location or the place where the earthquake started. So here, because of this epicenter or because of this focus or hypocenter, seismic waves are releasing. And the seismic waves, when we are talking about seismic waves, what is mean by seismic waves? A waves of energy that is generated by an earthquake and which is traveled within the earth. It is called as seismic waves. Again, I am repeating, a waves or energy which is generated because of earthquake and which is traveled within the earth. It is called as epicenter, which is called as seismic waves. And there are the three types of seismic waves. Which are that, student? There are three types of seismic waves. Which are that? Yes, very good. When we are talking about primary waves, primary waves are also called as P waves. First of all, these waves, which is reached to the surface of the earth, and after, when it reaches to the surface of the earth, is emitted in the earth interior, and it always travel at a fast speed. Primary waves are always travel at a faster speed from the focus of the earthquake. And it's not only that, it waves, the waves of the primary waves is moving like a to and fro. It is moving like a to and fro. That's why primary waves is also called as forward and backward waves. And these waves can travel through any states of matter, okay? Like liquid, solids, gaseous. These are the characteristics of primary waves. So when there's some distinguish between, so like when characteristics of primary wave, sorry, are questioning, so your answer should be like this: primary waves are also called as P waves. Second is it travels in a faster speed. The waves, the primary waves are moving to and fro, and that's why it is called as forward and backward waves. These waves can travel through any state of matter, like liquid, solid, and gaseous. After that, the next part, the next wave, that is secondary waves. Here I by mistakenly written P waves. Secondary waves is also called as S wave. Okay. And when we are talking about secondary waves, this wave will reach after the primary wave. And because of this, it is called as secondary waves. It is always called as secondary waves. Okay, but before this, I want to know from your side, student, that this is the actually one type of general knowledge, because as you all know, what are the effects of earthquake. So don't see the screen, and I want your answer from your style. Okay, what do you think? What are the effects are there because of earthquake? What do you think because of earthquake? What seen from your side only? I seen that there are the transportation roads get disrupted. After that, communication system is getting collapsed. The avalanches may occur. The buildings and the loss of life. Buildings get collapsed and loss of lives, and properties are also getting lost, also getting destroyed. After that, landslides are caused, and because of this, the rocks are getting slided, rocks are getting divided. So some areas getting uplifted while some may subside. Yes, some people become homeless. Very good, Manjima. Okay. After that, we have seen that volcano. When we're talking about volcano, what do you think, student? How many types of volcanoes are there? Volcanic eruption. Huh? I'm talking about volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruptions having two types. Always remember this. The central types, which is also called as conical type, and second is fissure type volcano. And the volcano, we are talking about volcano, the periodicity of volcanic eruption. Or we can see the three types of volcano. The three types of volcanoes are, just I will show you. Okay. So when they're talking, yes, active, dormant, and extinct. Just look at this. These are the definition of this. The active volcano, volcanic eruption, when the volcanic eruption are regular, even in the present time also. These are the called as active volcano, like Mount Fujiana, which is in Japan. Afterward, when the volcano has not erupted since long, but actively, which is occur suddenly, it is called as dormant volcano, like Katmai, Mount Katmai, which is in Alaska. Land, yes, Barren Island is also there. Afterward, there are some volcanoes which is erupted in the past since long and not erupted now in the future. It is called as extinct volcano. Yes, Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania. This is the best example of extinct volcano. And when we are talking about volcanic eruptions, so there are the two types of volcanic eruptions. Not Mount Fujiana. The first is the central type or conical type volcano. And second is Fujier type volcano. Now, just write in a chat box what is meant by central type volcano, student. What is mean by central type volcano or conical type volcano? Because this part I taken in a activity also, I think. Central type volcano. So many students given me this. What is mean by central type volcano? Yeah, exactly correct. Very good. Yes. No flower, not it flows. Okay. Okay. During eruptions, when molten magma come out through a pipe like a vent, and when this come out from a pipe, it is called as a central volcano or conical volcano. And the main example is Mount Fujiana, afterward Mount Kilimanjaro, afterward Fujier volcano. Fujier volcano is the volcano which come out from not from a single vent, not from a single pipe. It come out from many different cracks. Yes, exactly correct, Bhumi Tiwari. And this is called as fissure. Crack means fissure. Okay, and this is called fissure type volcanic eruption. When the magma and lava come out from many different cracks, it is called as fissure volcano. And because of this fissure volcano or active volcano, dormant volcano, the so many effects are happening. So many, because of volcano, the so many effects are happening. And the effects of volcano and earthquake, some of the same, some of the points are same. The effect of volcano and earthquake, some of the points are same, like loss of life and properties, dust, smokes, ashes get remain in the atmosphere for a long time. Afterward, land become fertile due to volcanic ash. This one is different, okay? Land become fertile because of volcanic ash. Many minerals are found near the earth's surface because of lava. And the